Ladies and jellyfish, welcome back to A.S.K. Today it's time to rank all the ultimate forms, from Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, from worst to best. Joining me to embark on this is the one and only RizzyRez.
Hello everyone, it's me RizzyRez. Thank you so much to Ev for having me on the channel for this collab, and if you guys want to see the collab we did over on my channel where we discussed all the Alien Force aliens and how they fell off over time, you can go check that out after this video.
That's right, let's jump into this, my friend. So, what even changed with Cannonbolt? His ultimate form just screams lazy and bland. He got a little ahead of himself and got beaten by Agregor pretty badly. Zero aura. Why did this one get an ultimate but others didn't? There's so many other aliens that I wish got ultimates, whereas Cannonbolt, who never really deserved one, had to get one.
Yeah, this design really has no noticeable difference aside from a color swap and some few spikes, I guess. They could have done something so much cooler with Ultimate Cannonbolt, as Cannonbolt's already such an amazing alien. And yeah, this ultimate was kind of wasted, to be honest. Some of the better ultimates which you'll see later on this list are the ones that aren't reskins, and the ones that actually change the alien's physique, as they spent a million years on a war zone, so they better change something more than just growing metal spikes. An additional power for Cannonbolt wouldn't have hurt it, and maybe he could have like an extra long tail or even some treads so he can do some digging powers. But honestly, it was just a bit of a waste.
With Ultimate Way Big, it has the same problems as Cannonbolt. He's just a bigger, deeper voice and bluer, regular Way Big. So what really changed here?
Yeah, Ultimate Way Big did not have much different of a design. I get it, regular Way Big is a reference to Ultraman and Ultimate Way Big is a reference to a different kind of Ultraman. But just because it's a reference to something doesn't really make it cool, and it doesn't really change that much. I mean, the moment was pretty cool and it was getting kind of hype until he died from rain?
Maybe if he grew to Dagon size level, whatever that is, given how Dagon size changes every second, Ultimate Way Big would have been a more badass ultimate form. But as it is, he's just kinda eh. Like, wow, he went from way big to way bigger. That's crazy.
Ultimate Wildmutt is red and can talk. Why does this thing exist? I mean, seriously, if you're gonna give an ultimate form to one of the classic series aliens, you could have done it to at least a cooler alien, or just made Ultimate Wildmutt cooler, but instead he's just a palette swap and has a few extra spikes, I guess, but that's not enough. They didn't even make him similar to the older Vulkanus, he just looks like a reskin version of Wildmutt. And also, again, why can he talk? I understand that over time that maybe he would learn human speech, but that was the one thing that made Wildmutt unique aside from the fact that he can't see. He was, and I'm pretty sure, the only one of Ben's aliens to have a voice actor which can't actually speak English. I mean, this ultimate only appeared 2 times, but again, this is one of only 8 ultimates in the series, and it seems like kind of a waste that it wasn't given to a much cooler alien. I mean, if we're gonna give it to a classic series alien, they give it to a cooler alien like Ripjaws or Ghost Freak or Diamond Head, not Wildmutt.
Ditto. I love the transition from a chimp to a gorilla with Ultimate Spidermonkey. I think it's actually clever as hell, and the design echoes that, although the spider legs do look hella uncomfortable and impossible to balance a giant gorilla on. I do love the chest beating and exaggerated voice though, totally fits the character.
He gets beefed up quite a lot and he's very physically strong, and now he can shoot webs from his mouth, which I think was a really cool evolution. While I do like the tail of base Spidermonkey, I do have to agree that this looks really cool, especially in the Omniverse version. Although I wish there was more explored with the spider side of him and not just the monkey. Although base form Spidermonkey does also kind of catch that criticism as well. They're too much monkey and not enough spider. I think they could have gotten a lot weirder with it in a series like Ben 10. Because just stilts coming out from his side is not really enough.
Swampfire, wherefore art thou, Swampfire? Swampfire was my favorite Alien Force alien, but his ultimate form is kinda wasted potential, not gonna lie. His design is cool, but not as cool as regular Swampfire. His powers are cool, but not really that different from regular Swampfire. He's just kind of a letdown. A tree bark with explosive wildvine bombs? Cool.
I would have liked to see the big flamethrower beam they used in the final battle a bit more, because these little sap orbs didn't really seem like they did much. And plus, Ultimate Swampfire got destroyed by Eon and Ultimate Agregor, and while yes, none of Ben's aliens could defeat Agregor, Ben did use Ultimate Echo to defeat Ultimate Kevin, who absorbed Ultimate Agregor. But still, he is more powerful than regular Swampfire, and some of his appearances like the Vilgax fight are pretty nice. And it was a good introduction to Ben's side of the ultimates, as it was the first ultimate we see Ben use. It's just that I think Swampfire was a really cool alien and it was a little bit wasted here.
Ice so cold it burns. I do love Ultimate Big Chill's aura. Even though it's just a red redesign, it looks really sleek and nice.
The fire concept is pretty cool, as it's a nice juxtaposition to his regular ice powers, and he can clearly dish out more cold than regular Big Chill because that just seems like a natural evolution of his powers. And hey, maybe the fact that he doesn't change much from base Big Chill just because base Big Chill is already a really cool alien, he doesn't need an upgrade. Although in my opinion, Ultimate Big Chill should be able to spawn little Necrophrygian clones, just saying.
That's pretty much where it ends with this one. Other than the whole fire stick and the slightly cooler voice, choice. Ultimate Big Chill's powers are barely different. He can clearly dish out a lot more than regular Big Chill, but is that really saying a lot? Maybe if he could shoot out of his hands, or maybe if he got like a tail thing, might have been nice. But as it is, it's kind of just like Big Chill with fire.
Ultimate Humungousaur has legacy. He was the first Ultimate we ever saw in the series. And it wasn't even from Ben as well, it was from Albedo, which he used to defeat regular Humungousaur.
As far as the missile finger shooters, I'm not really a huge fan. They're kind of mechanical. I don't think an organic species would actually grow those in a war zone. And it kind of just feels like something they threw on there with no real thought behind it. Where do those missiles even come from? Are they made like fingernails or something?
In my opinion, I think the missile hands work really good. I know it doesn't really make sense on how he's able to have missile hands, but come on, a series like Ben 10, I feel like this logic kind of works. Plus, you do actually get to see his hands merging into the guns, and the studio has claimed it to be unstable bone particles, which admittedly is a bit weird because it does have explosions, and sometimes it just looks like straight up lasers. But Humungousaur was lacking in range anyways, and this seems like a pretty cool power that he can have.
I mean, yeah, I respect that opinion, and I think it's actually cool that he has an extra power other than just being strong, but it doesn't really make that much sense if you think about it for more than 5 seconds.
His design is awesome though, as he turns a nice green color with a big ass turtle shell. And it's clear to see that this is a stronger version of Humungousaur. And it feels like a nice evolutionary upgrade turning into basically a completely different animal.
Compared to his original, he is much more menacing here and can take on multiple regular Humungousaurs like we see in the final battle episode where he's defeated but only by like 1,000 regular Humungousaurs, and after Albedo just gives up. He also has the craziest silence scene. That was badass. And number 1 goes obviously to the man, the myth, the legend, Ultimate Echo. We all knew this was going to happen. I've made a full video on Ultimate Echo before if you want to see my full thoughts. Obviously you guys know where I stand. He almost killed Ultimate Kevin. He has a sick design, a great change from the regular form, brings all the duplicates together with the flying saucer concept. What's not to love with this one, dude?
The blue mech design on Echo just looks sick, and his voice adds to it even more. I wasn't really a fan of regular Echo's voice because I think sometimes in long conversation it sounds really annoying, but Ultimate Echo sounds like how I want regular Echo to sound. It's not annoying, it's just a slight filter. Although I can't help but feel that his name should be Ultimate Echo instead. He was the only Ultimate other than probably Spidermonkey or Swampfire to drastically change their design, and it really works here. And I think the change from the cloning powers to the sonic disc is a really cool power, and it does make up for the fact that he loses one of his like unique features. But you guys already know why this Ultimate is good, so we don't have to ramble on about it that much.
I agree. I think Ultimate Echo is the definitive Ultimate Alien. Not only because it improves the original, but it also stands as a standalone alien that could actually be really awesome. It looks cool, sounds cool, and has a lot of great scenes and moments. And that's the Ultimate Aliens ranked from worst to best. What do you think? Was our ranking completely off? And how would you rank it? Let us know all your juicy opinions in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more.
Thank you so much for Ed having me on the channel. You can find me at RizzyRez on YouTube. I make average Ben 10 content, but you can check it out if you want and drop me a follow. And if you guys want to see the collab we did on my channel, you guys can go check it out. And thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks for joining me, dude. Absolute legend. I'll see you guys in the next one.